Focus on me, please. Okay, let's talk about the paradox of being an artist in this very messy room. At the moment, I'm going through a bunch of stuff, trying to downsize, sell my old art, and just get myself ready to move out. I was thinking about this the other day because I was thinking about this immense feeling to be seen but also hide. This shininess behind me is distracting me. Old resin tray, can you see that? Let's put it there. Oh, it's this one that's distracting me. I have been going through this stuff in here and I have this little book and I don't really understand fully how it works. I think you like take this off and then all of this is sticky. So I could put like a bunch of text messages or pictures. I don't know why I said text messages, but it's because I was thinking if you printed out cute messages. So I did that once for my subscribers. I like printed out a bunch of really nice comments and put them in a book so that if I ever had a bad day or like a bad comment, I could look at all the good ones. I think as an artist, there's this innate desire to share yourself. I just shared all about my new man on my close friends story on Instagram and people are just like popping off with wonderful support, which is very sweet. You know, I think one from an outside perspective could think like, you just want to share your art. Like, do you really think you're that cool? Do you think you're that talented? Do you think you're that good? And it's like, I don't even think it comes from that. I think it comes from this feeling of wanting to share and like share your humanity with other humans versus an egotistical, I think I'm so talented and the world needs to see me. That's how I feel anyways, and I think that that's how a lot of like very genuine artists feel. I have moments where I think about all the things I've shared and I just feel so embarrassed and like I want to shrivel up into a little hole because it's like, how did I just put my whole heart and soul out into the world? And I have my next song coming out in a few days and it's a lot more vulnerable than Easy to Miss. It's like an entirely different character really, and it just has me thinking like, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to show people my inner thoughts and how I feel about certain things? Some days I feel like my whole heart and soul is out there and I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of the work I do, and other times I want to just like shrivel up into a hole and completely hide. And I used to think, oh, maybe I'm not meant for this, or maybe I'm not cut out to be an artist, but being an artist is exactly that paradox. Being an artist is being really in touch with all the different parts of ourselves. Maybe there's someone who lives on one extreme more than the other. Maybe somebody like literally doesn't care about what anyone thinks and they love sharing themselves, and maybe someone always feels horrified by it. You know, it's like those artists you see that are terrified to be on stage, but then they do it anyways because there's just this innate desire, like I said. You know, having that paradox doesn't mean you're not meant to be an artist. It just means you're human, and that's kind of just a part of the experience. The common phrase, feel the fear and do it anyways. That's how I felt about releasing music. Here's one of my pieces I did back in the day with resin, and I love how the gold pigment turns out. And I really want to sell some of these. I actually really love this one, and I'm almost wondering if it would be cool as like a background piece if I painted something in front of it in the foreground, give it a little more dimension. Just as I think being an artist is a paradox, like so is being human. And like I said, I know some people that are just very clearly extroverts, and I know some people that are very clearly introverts, but I think I'm somewhere in the middle. And there's some days where I just go out with my friends and I party and I have no end to my social battery, and then there's other days where even if I'm at work in between shows, I'm editing on my laptop and I hardly speak a few words. Times where I need intense, deep soul rest. And literally existing as a human being is a paradox, and of course being an artist is too. I'm like very hyper aware of things around me right now because I've had this little bug that has been attached to me as my pet for probably almost a year now, and one day I ended up in my laundry bin and ended up in the basement. I told everyone, like, if you see this bug, like, don't kill it because it's followed me around forever. Like, I found it in one of my sketchbooks, I found it in one of my miniatures, like, it's always my stuff I find this thing in. I found it in my laundry, so like it somehow came back upstairs with me because it came back up in my laundry bin that it went down in originally. Like, this thing basically made itself a fictional like elevator. I don't even know, now it's back. And it's on the shelf and I can't tell if it's dead or asleep. I'll probably poke it forever, and I was like, nobody can kill it because I feel like it'll be bad luck. The only thing that sucks is it can fly, and I'm pretty sure it's an invasive species. but I haven't seen another one around, and anyway, I'll probably give it a proper burial if it is dead, but that's the vegan side of me coming out. I have my release in a few days, and it's definitely a scary feeling, wondering if I'll live up to the hype of the first song, and will people love it as much as the first song. This is one of my favorite pieces I ever made, and it's inspired by the movie Across the Universe. It's really cool. I want to open my Etsy and sell my old stuff, because otherwise it's probably just going to get thrown out, because I don't want to have whole storage bins full of old resin. So feeling as an artist of like, am I going to top the last album or the last song? And I'm sure that never goes away, especially probably gets worse the more famous you are, because you have actual charts. Like right now I don't need to actually worry about numbers because I have no management to please, I have no label to please, it's just my own thing. And there's kind of a cool freedom in that. It's cool to get management and to go higher up, because then your music is heard more and you get more exposure, but then you're also giving up this little bit of freedom. Like every single piece of my artistry is mine and Jesse's, but mine at the end of the day. Even like for my songs, final calls are mine. Like if I tell him I really want to take something out or change something, like it's always my thing because it's my song. I really respect him as an artist and as a person. If he does have a strong opinion about something, I'm probably going to listen to it, but overall like a lot of like final calls are my thing, and I have the reins on that, which is really nice. And the cover art, I saw it in my mind and it literally came to life. My mom's an incredible photographer, and I had complete control over the coloring of it, because everybody's like, where were you? Like, it looks so like dark and creepy, and I was like, no, that's just how I edited it. That's a hard thing to say. I saw this video of this artist Aurora. I'm not too familiar with her music, but I've seen her before. She's saying like, it's not my job necessarily to understand who I am and like analyze it. Like the world will do that for you. All you have to do is be you. And I used to be obsessed with trying to figure myself out. Like one of the happiest people ever, and I love life, and every little moment I'm just so grateful for things. You know, like I'm so grateful to have a bed to sleep in and a roof over my head. When I get water from my fridge, I think like this is such an accessible way to get water. I'm so lucky. And I just feel like very, very grateful for things. And then I listened to the screamo, dark pop, goth rap. As a kid I started listening to like Slipknot and Bring Me the Horizon, and I've always been very drawn to the dark things. And favorite movies, Coraline, which is kind of what inspired this sweater. Driving me nuts for a long time, wondering why am I like this, because I feel like I'm so happy, so why do I like the dark things in life? It's not really my thing to understand. Like I think a part of me probably, my best friend Carolyn, he's such a cutie, OMG, like so perfect. Sweet. I'm so happy that everybody's happy. And you know what's so interesting is I feel like everyone else can feel that this guy's just very special and unique and different. Because I've never had a reaction like that to anybody I've dated. Anyways, I used to be obsessed with trying to like analytically figure out what is it about me that is drawn to these darker things. And I do think like a part of me is feels connected to my inner child, because I loved those things when I was younger, and I was definitely like the emo kid. And when I saw that video, I just thought like, I don't need to know. I don't need to figure it out. I like what I like. I like a darker style, and like I like creepier things, and I'm just drawn to it, and that's that. I think when you're an emerging artist like I am right now, you can think like, where am I going to fit? What category am I? Am I unique enough? Are there 100 other people like me? I think there's room for everyone, and I also think like no one is you. No one has your voice with your life and your story. I think what's really cool about music is no one has your exact taste. Like all my favorite bands, I don't think there's probably another person on the planet that has your exact favorite bands and artists. Like that's very specific to you and what influences your sound. I found this girl recently, name's Lexi, and she has this song called Play With Fire, and she has about like the same streams as me. Like she's a very new artist, and this song is so cool. I literally found her on Instagram just to tell her how much I love this song. I had it on replay, and when I first listened to it, I thought like something about this is giving Nelly Furtado, even though I wouldn't say anything in the song sounded like her or her voice or anything. But and then I went on her artist profile, and she said she's really inspired by Nelly Furtado, and I was like, that is so cool, because to me it felt like such an underlying current. It wasn't a very obvious influence in the music, to the point where like, you know how sometimes you can hear someone and you're like, oh, they clearly really like Lana Del Rey, they're clearly very inspired like by this certain band or artist. but it was this undertone to me that existed, and I thought that was really cool because you can hear an influence in music and it doesn't have to even be that obvious. Maybe I have this gut feeling that 100 Days is going to blow up more than Easy to Miss, so I feel calm. Thursday at midnight, I'm definitely going to be a little stressed. I think maybe I also feel more calm because I've already released a song, so people already know what my voice sounds like and know what to kind of expect in terms of like genre. So it kind of feels like there's a bit less pressure, whereas Easy to Miss, it was like, when you're creating something, like you could love it, but you don't know how it's going to be perceived, and at least now I've seen the love, so it feels a little bit more comfortable to release my art. Could be a mixture of those two things. I have no idea. It's not my thing to understand. But yeah, I was supposed to be going through bins in this video, and I feel like my brain was already so scattered that if I were to do that, I would have lost my train of thought 10 times more than I already did. So I really wanted to do this check-in and like, yeah, just kind of catch up, and I'm so happy to see that everybody is happy for me on my Instagram. I'm so excited for my song release. We'll be hopefully reopening my Etsy shop and putting up a bunch of art. Let me show you this one before I go. This one I think is really cool, and it's huge. I want to like fix them up, but I also don't want to buy too many supplies because it would kind of defeat the purpose of selling my old art. I don't want to start then investing money into this, but I would need to just do the edges and stuff. But I already have a sander, and I probably have paintbrushes somewhere, so I pretty much just have to buy some white chalk paint and fix her up. And I love how this one's sparkly. Not all of them I made sparkly in the past. This here gives like such a cool depth effect. Like I feel like I'm looking at an island. Ooh, is that a spider? Okay. It's time for me to go. Thank you so much for watching and being here and supporting me, and I love you so much. Bye.